with the bucket. At the other end, missed shot by Fens. If you're just joining us, Santa Clara's leading scorer, Elijah Mahi, who was the California JUCO State Player of the Year last year, in his first year with the Broncos. Christoph Tilley missing the three. Ensminger pulling the rebound. But Mahi
in here, and thanks to the Bradley fans who had to brave the ice and the cold back there in Illinois.
Yeah, trouble.
Tilley from three. Swish!
Wow. 11 from three-point range. Ball having another outstanding game. Bounce pass to Tilley. Did not want to take it at Coulibaly. But he does find Carlos Stewart. Santa Clara still with some time on the shot clock, but not a lot. Tilley wants to take Coulibaly, now backing it out. This is Ball. Ball flipping to Tilley. Tilley up. And a good giving.
He's made 7 threes.
Averaging 63% from three in his last 5 games as Lendeborg was stuffed underneath. Johnny O'Neal got the best of him. 2 high-powered offenses, both averaging over 80 points.
Athletes in his day.
Pacific has that great law school, McGeorge School of Law in Sacramento, as Washington misses. Tilley is blocked by Elias Ralph.
One of those things as a coach, Kyle Smith or Herb Sendick or really anywhere, you don't really work on that ever. You just expect the players to be able to handle it.
Got a mismatch here.
Los on the sideline. This is Adama Alpha Ball playing catch with Carlos Stewart. And again, Tilley with Akpara on his hip. Tilley getting in deep. Puts it up with the left hand. Off the win.
With a 14 assists now for Nembhard.
Much needed bucket for Stromer. He's had some good looks. He's also passed them up earlier tonight.
When Santa Clara hit their first 8.
Feddersen. Miller triple. No good. High for the rebound. And Santa Clara's Johnny O'Neal saves it to Christoph Tilley. Bounce pass. Tyree Bryan down low into Christoph, and Christoph.
Over on top of that hoop.
A lot of one-on-one right now. Portland's got to get back to moving the basketball and make the defense shift and take quality looks. Right now, it's one-on-one plays, quick shots, and Santa Clara going the other way.
Ball went downhill, cut off by Ballou. And Tilley had 0 points. Austin will shoot the 3. Bricked it.
Kind of last resort, it looked like he was looking for somebody else, and, you know, shot clock winding down, and just pulls the trigger.
Tilley, easy.
Santa Clara now back into the half-court offense with 3.5 to play. Tilley on his way to the basket, fumbled it.
Trying to get Saxon going on the offensive end, get him feeling more comfortable defensively too. Set most of the half with 2 fouls.
Stewart thought about it, now goes over the ball.
Ball can't stick with Santa Clara. You got to move. That's why they're such good three-point shooting teams. You get clean looks.
Tilley against Saxon. Muslim tried to draw the foul, didn't. Now 3 on the clock. Has to shoot it again. No good. Air ball and the shot clock violation.
Situation. You know, if you need the 3, that's one thing, but if you need 2, try and get down low and to draw the whistle. Is what a feed there, and the finish.
Reno, he He is at 43% three-point field goal percentage on the season. That is tops for his team.
Last year, in the meeting between these two teams, Reno 26.7 rebounds in defeat. Baseline spin, foul, score it.
Pass by Saxon falling down.
No, it wasn't.
And a defender trying to squeak a third foul out of him. Tilly all the way.
Gotta make those.
Along with Napper. For Santa Clara. Napper inbounding baseline left. Comes into the post. Mahi is the fifth Bronco. Here's Tilly in the key. Turns, shoots, misses from short range. Davidson trouble finding the rebound and then draws a foul.
Court, but not everybody will be a pro, so we want to win off the court as well, Trey.
Student athletes, Bridget, Jovan Ristic, and George Tupi on the Dean's list for the Lions. Here's Stewart Jr. Tilly thought about the three. Now he's going to drive it on Porter. Right at him to his chest, and a travel is called. Porter.
Right? You can't do that.
Oh, turnover forced. Napper combining with Bryan. Tilly inside. He's had a good game today. Avila, though, forcing the...
Underneath to the cutting Feddersen, who dunks it with two hands.
Yeah, nice adjustment out of the break.
Tilly wants to drive, spinning. Bryan back out to Tilly. He's made 3 triples this year, but he says no.
They're doing a good job. They're cutting, they're moving. They're just not able to complete passes, and that's leading the Broncos to get out of transition like we see here.
Another pass intercepted.
The time prior was Christoph Tilly.
Carlos Stewart, in his return to the Santa Clara program after 2 years, he was a first-team all-conference selection his sophomore year. And then went to LSU last year, got injured after 9 games, and now he's back with SCU. This is Johnny O'Neal, a pass into traffic, picked up by Tilly. Tilly's got the smaller defender on him, off the glass, and Christoph
Flushes. If you're a player, coach, clip that right there. Beautiful. That's how you do transition defense.
What a sequence by Amy.
What's given to them, and that what's been happening is Gonzaga has been turning their ball screens into 2-on-2, so he said they have to get downhill and be aggressive.
First possession, Santa Clara. Gonzaga's defense much better in the second half of that first half. Pick and roll for Tilly, spins into a left-handed hook, missed it, rebound, put back, foul.
Arbitrating for the slam.
Yeah, and that was designed. That was a called play. They utilized the timeout or the free throw to get that play set up, and beautifully executed by the Highlanders.
Bump, and that quiets the crowd down. This time it's Adama.
Senior from France, former Arizona Wildcat. 3-4 Stone Carawell misses the mark, and the rebound for Bryan. Tilly for 3. Rebound, Bryan. He's cut off on the baseline, and he saves it off.
Right there, Santa Clara did a great job of loading up when they post up one of their wings and having great help side defense.
That's already 5 turnovers for Washington State. They've only had 3 field goal attempts. Tied at 5. Ball behind the screen. Bryan wants it in the corner, coming off the game of his career. 10 to shoot. Tilly, aggressive drive, lefty lean miss.
There's one thing. Find a way to get him more minutes. He's been great. That's a lot of people have talked about Coach Few in years past. has a short rotation, usually plays 11, at times 7. This year,
12 points, 2 assists, 3 rebounds, 3 fouls. Check that, 5 rebounds. Tilly has really been the one bright spot so far for Santa Clara.
You take them, I got them, and neither one of them matched up on 2 straight possessions.
So Lendeborg went right at Tilly that time, and Tilly, good defensive stand. 4 buckets in a row for Chris.
Perspective. And so I think right now, Santa Clara is probably one of the only teams in Division I basketball that didn't have a guy that entered the transfer portal last year. And so far, it's working out really well for them.
Left-handed. Reno's so skilled. It's great to look back at this kid's development. Used to do workouts with one of his countrymen, Victor Wembanyama. When Wembanyama was only 16 years old, he and Reno would work out a lot.
Christoph Tilly for 3. High off the back iron. Tipped up. Missed by Cozy Akametu. The ball is loose on the baseline. Cozy, the offensive board. One of that backcourt pair of Woolley and Cottle as a lob back door intended for Braden Liu, the freshman from Douglasville, Georgia. And Santa Clara is able to grab the rebound on the miss. Carlos Stewart, Jake Ensminger. This is Adama Alpha Ball, the Broncos' leading scorer from a year ago. As Santa Clara and Herb Sendick starting to settle into a rotation now as we get near the conference opener. And
Mertfiladze for 3. Off the mark. That's been the story. They are now 3 of 16 from long range.
Tilly, by the way, 13 in black, setting the screens on a career high. Trey, 23 points this evening.
Ball dumps it for Tilly and the finish.
The switch. O'Neal defending. Dribbles into space. Rebound pulled down by Johnny O'Neal. Here come the Broncos.
Good look for Miner. Just couldn't get it to go down. Which defense can rise up here?
Tilly, pick and pop, 3 spins out.
They have gotten 3.
Guard does have 14 made trays this season, but shooting just 6% from out there. Straight on 3. Tyree.
Deal for Chris Gerlifson.
Yeah, it really is. And talking to a few of the USF coaches before the game, just commending his hard work, his effort. Obviously, anytime there's an injury, it's such a killer, but for him, they're hoping that they can get him back for one more year via medical redshirt.
VMI last year led the team in scoring with 15 points per game, and he's now into double figures with 10. The Bronco lead is 6. Mahi leaves off for Tilly. Tilly wants to go on Feddersen, backing him down. Pump fake, up, under, lays it in.
Finish. You can't rest if you're LMU. As soon as you score the ball, Santa Clara's coming at you.
Tilly inside the 7-footer against 7-footer. No hoop, they call it.
But again, a couple of good possessions here you need on both ends of the floor before the under 4 media timeout.
Stone Carrawell and McBride get a well-deserved break here as we're near the 4-minute mark. Tilly is going to fire up the 3. Nope. And Amy the rebound.
Taking a look at that bench point advantage, 24-11.
Well, that's a big-time difference maker, right? When you can have a seamless transition from your bench, and that was a walk in.
And here comes Santa Clara to midcourt. Early second half, 3:45 gone by. Tilly crosses over, right to the rim. Finger roll.
Over the 7-footer, Tilly.
We're really starting to see the best of Ravi Avila here in like the last 5 or 6 minutes. Putting the ball on the floor, getting to the rim, some of the passing that he can, the vision that he has.
He's got 16. Tilly, though, able to go right at him.
Tilly wants to take it right to the basket, turns and throws it away.
Now, Bridget reported earlier that he needs to lead, and that was a great
attack of the basket at a critical juncture of the game by Mert Faladze.
Now Tilly against Asanza, big versus big here. Backing him down. Tilly, nothing there. 12 on the shot clock for Stewart. Stewart, Tilly for three. No, off the back iron, and Stone Carrawell has the rebound.
In the first half.
O'Neal, the corner three. That one's short. Oh, what a rebound. Putback won't go. Oh, but working is.
State having swept the series. Penetrating drive by Elijah Fisher. Falls off the side of the iron and rebounded by Santa Clara, who are looking to rebound after really, quite frankly, a disappointing showing against St. Mary's. Jump hook. Tilly has the first.
It was seeing that they could find him in the midst of all those players, and they did.
Tilly. Murray guards him. Cross-court pass is tipped and stolen. Here come the.
When you take those.
He does his best work. Parking it right there on the low block, put foul pressure on your opponent.
Bryant with it. Near side. Ball bounce. Skip to the corner. Tilly. Fake the three, drive on Hickman down the lane, and a whistle.
Complex has hosted the D2 national title on a couple of occasions, and then certainly his time at Indiana State taking that program back to the heights not seen since the Larry Bird days. He's trying to do the same thing with the Billikens. They were picked to finish fourth in the A-10 as Christoph.
Baseline now to create space. Johnston, free throw line jumper, short. Boy, Will has really struggled. 0 for 5 now in this one. One of their top shooters from the perimeter this season. Ball. Feeding Tilly against McBride. Basket won't count. He'll head to the free throw line.
This is unbelievable.
Tilly with the steal. Another turnover for Gonzaga. It's their fourth. Ball. Tilly rolls against Ike. Left hand, no. Great job by Ike.
And that's the assist to Masic.
Portland did a great job. High on ball screen as Masic comes off, driving kick, and a big three.
Masic just seems to be playing with so much confidence right now.
But the finishing issue has come to the forefront a little bit today for both teams around the rim.
Tyree Bryant, characteristic. Again, some of it's fatigue, no question, and some of it's the pressure of the game.
Oh, I missed both.
Yeah.
And a foul on Sam.
Into the paint against Ike. Shot up, off. Boy, Tilly, great offensive rebound.
That's right, it's more conceptual.
Yeah, I mean, that's generally how teams with faster paced play. You know, they don't think, they just play the game, body movement, ball movement, cut, move. As we see Paul gets the ambulance right there.
Wasn't ready body-wise. He thought he was. Oh, nice little fadeaway. That will not drop by Dean. Baseline. And she said he wasn't ready, and he had to go back to the lab and work on a few things.
And these bodies on this Santa Clara team, very impressive. Oh, hard foul.
Nice ball take by
The other night, if Santa Clara goes big on him, you're going to see him at that elbow a lot, looking to drive.
DeMarco Minor misses the front iron three.
How good was he the other night? 10 points, 9 assists. Really controlled the game for Oregon State.
Yeah, the box score looked good, and if you watched it closely,
Demhard. Zags now 5 of 11 from downtown. Santa Clara 4 of 12. And Tilly lines up another one that looked good, and it is.
And Lou on a shot that spun around the rim. Broncos wanted basket interference. And the basket counts despite Herb Sendick protesting, and Santa Clara turns it over.
And I think Broncos fans wanted the goaltend.
Washington. That could change in a hurry. Koulibaly, 5 on the timer. Runner on the rim, no. Ball tipped, loose, and grabbed by Santa Clara's Adama Alpha Ball from the backside. Stepping into a three. Why not?
The way he has shot the ball tonight, I am shocked that that number is that low. He has absolutely been on fire in this game.
Ensminger trail to Tilly, Euro step, whoa! Got to press on here if you're on defense. Can't let one mistake turn into two.
There you go. Barcelona's with a rare mistake, a bad pass on the inbound. Nice lead.
As the Bison are on a 6-0 run. Tilly, Adama alpha ball. Bounce pass. Tilly to the basket. He's fouled on his way.
By shot. Hey, he's a lightning bolt. Leading scorers, they can take a couple tough ones sometimes. That's college basketball.
Outside, three-pointer on the way, and that's Stewart.
6'8" forward, the freshman out of Pasco, Washington.
From Eastern Washington. And it comes for Tilly, back to BK.
Now this is a good matchup for Santa Clara.
Well, Christoph Tilly likes that matchup, and he scores her out.
Yeah.
To pick off two defenders. And a nice lay-in. Cameron Tung, Tyree Bryant heading to the scores table. Olabode with his first basket of the second half. Approaching the 8-minute mark left to go here in the second half. Tilly wanting to go on the smaller Schultz. Pump fake. Putting the shot up and scoring. Wanted the victory where he played 44 minutes. Jake Ensminger, 7th rebound to lead the Broncos.
Yeah, Jake just does so many things that don't even appear on the stat sheet. Certainly his rebounds do, but a calming presence for these Broncos and a great team guy.
Broncos a little stagnant in the half court right now. Ball will fire a three and bury it.
Layup is up and in on the rebound by Brandon Murray.
What, they have about a second on the shot clock?
Yeah. Stewart, the Louisiana native, brings it into front court. And a steal by Schumann to Napper. Napper down the lane. Missed the shot, tipped up and in. Tilly got in there.
I mean, just 1 of 17 from 3, 7 of 16 from the free throw line. Nice press break by the Broncos.
Well, I think I'm sorry, Cindy, for Santa Clara, what they can glean from this game is their continuity and fluidity is in place. With 5 of 6 of their top scorers returning to the floor, they can carry that confidence moving forward and on into conference play. And rely on each other in that manner.
Inside to Tilly. Too soft.
West, BYU and San Diego coming up. Crawford gets 1 of 2. He now has 11 points. Carlos Stewart back in for Santa Clara, leading the Broncos with 13. Ensminger and Tilly. 4 on the timer. Ensminger driving to the baseline, drops it off for Tilly. Fall away.
Games around for USF, and he's going to have to turn this one around a little bit too.
We talked about how good USF has been defensively this year. Santa Clara has opened 11 of 15. This is Tilly. O'Donnell, the freshman, got a piece of it.
Much time right there, and Balasaga Webb with the tip in.
Great tip in and timing right there, reading that rebound off the board. But, you know, it's interesting, Brian. You look at this game. Tilly hasn't scored. Rapp hasn't scored. 2 of the best players on the floor.
See, they want to go up to Eric Stroop. How about that fight from Carlos Stewart, giving up about 8 inches there.
Mahi thought about the 3, but the better pass inside to Tilly keeps that pivot foot.
Riley.
Tyrone Riley again, another offensive rebound. Those are the winning plays right now that Chris Gerlison is looking from his squad, and Tyrone Riley as a freshman to do it on the road.
Christoph Tilly goes right to the basket, was hammered with no foul call.
Kick balls are great plays.
That's a great deflection.
Absolutely.
That's what I would do.
Nothing easy to Tilly.
Oh, Tilly off the inbounds and 1.
Slipped.
Portland needs some defensive stops here.
Tilly was left all alone. You cannot do that. And the Pilots get bailed out by the back iron.
Portland very fortunate right there. Tilly can.
Important he is to this team. Amy, meanwhile, 78% free throw shooter this season, gets 1 out of 2 on that trip. 4-point advantage for the Lions.
So how does LMU handle success here? Can they dig in and extend? Of course, Santa Clara so tough.
Stewart is back on the floor playing with 3 fouls. Here's Tilly. He's been a big factor in this one against Porter. Up and under, and that rolls out. Tough break for the big man. Porter stayed right with him.
Had that huge win against Gonzaga. Tilly gets the board off the miss, but they've also beaten TCU on a neutral floor. They've beaten Oregon State in overtime. They've beaten San Francisco, had a win at McNeese. Their worst loss came a couple of games ago. That was a 3-point finish at LMU.
And look, when you win a game at Gonzaga, it does something to your Mirage team, right? They came out tonight and they showed that they picked up where they left off. Confidence-wise, they moved the ball really well. It seemed like
as neither team has really gotten going, as a drive to the basket and a floater is missed by Elijah Mahi, but there are the Broncos on the offensive glass just another time. Tilly will try a 3. Back iron miss, and we'll have a foul on Aguilar.
Ball off the balance, stepping through, doesn't get the roll. And that has been generated from the defensive attention to detail. And Collins has been the lead in that role.
Herb Sendek trying to turn the tide here for his Broncos, who have been on the struggle bus since halftime, and another turnover.
For him. And Robinson showing us a little bit of variety in his game.
Not enough.
The Broncos, and Vasquez buries the 3. Good response there for UAB, but 3.
Now that's an egregious blunder to leave Stone Carrawell wide open, and he capitalized.
Their top 3-point shooter at 39% on the season. LMU with some momentum now. It started with their defense, and here's an offensive foul.
For the first time in Sendek's tenure. Long has it knocked loose. Tilly to the floor, and O'Neal diving into his bench.
Neither team has shot the 3 well. Broncos 4 of 16. Cardinal 3 of 11.
They shouldn't make New York Giants jokes in a basketball game, but
topical. BK. Tilly going down the lane, off the window.
And the redshirt freshman guard from Houston, Texas, just a part of the free throw issues for TCU today. 5 of 14. It's tough.
Stone trading card tonight. We got one.
With a McKinnon signature on the back.
It's going to be worth a lot of money down the road.
Ball with another opportunity. Silky.
Stewart and Tilly, the 5 in black for Santa Clara. 3-ball top. Tilly, good. Christoph.
Strike. Yes, hit them both. Cowboys by 10. That's their largest lead. Coming up on midway through this first half. Mahi goes cross court for Tilly. Ensminger. Back to Tilly. Tilly goes baseline. Shot blocked. Foul call.
Steps in. He's off the bench. They call him Meta. He's 7'1". Out of Serbia. Inbounds. There's ball around the screen. His little floater in the lane, and that's going to drop.
Pass Davidson, corner left, fakes and drives baseline. Up with the right hand floater, short, tipped up and taken away by O'Neal. Santa Clara. Mahi outside left, 25 to shoot. Mahi in front.
Ball outside right. Broncos trying to creep closer. Here's Tilley in the post going against Sanders. Muscles him down. Shot is up. No good. Tip to Love on the rebound for Nevada.
4-point lead for Pepperdine. Under 8 to go. Down 13 when the game started, thinking, okay, this is the night where it ends. Maybe not. Defense has been so much better. That's a travel.
Hey, Mahi. Oh, nice pass to Tilley. But Lawan Watts comes up with a big block. Broncos get it back. And it's Brian to Tilley underneath again. Double team. And all right,
at times can be a great scorer from the outside. Turns it over here. He's trapped in the corner. Jake Ensminger the steal. It's a team that loves to shoot the three. We talked about it. They'll shoot a lot of them, and they shoot it at a good percentage. There's a look at their starting five. They have some guys off the bench that are essentially starters. They play 9 deep. They're all good. Carlos Stewart, the junior. Cut off at the pass. Shot clock is at 10. Here's Ball, a preseason all-conference guy. Tilley on the move. Pass to Sansa, and he lays it in. Tilley, the 7-footer.
Yeah, just 15 total turnovers in this game. It hasn't been sloppy along those lines. There's, a lot of missed inside shots and outside shots for both teams throughout the ball game, but hasn't been sloppy in terms of ball handling.
O'Neal looked like he might have turned his ankle there. Ball inside for Tilley, and Tilley whips a pass into the first row.
First, that's the 5th against McNeese. Inbounded to Mahi. Underneath Tilley. That's a mismatch, and Shoemate blocks it.
One of the most beautiful places in the world. They had a trying year, to say the least. The fires that happened in Southern California so severely impacted that campus. Student athletes, students, faculty, staff. Christoph Tilley got yanked. Wow, that was...
out and go one-on-one. Because it's not your instinct in the middle of the zone when you get the ball there to think I can go one-on-one and win this possession.
Tilley at the other end with the block. It eventually comes to Ball. 17 tonight for Christoph Tilley. 7 rebounds as well.
Big possession here for the Billikens defensively.
Down by 6. 7 to shoot. Tilley, he's been perfect from deep. In and out this time. Jimerson a big
made in a game. There's the first 3 from Isaiah Moses. That gets UC Riverside within 6 early on.
Isaiah Moses is a guy that certainly can get hot in his own right. Both of these teams rely extremely heavily on that three-point line. So UC Riverside trying to hang in there after a pretty rough start on the defensive end.
Tilley through the contact. It rolls off. The tip-in is there from Tyree.
In the shot clock. This is Money to the free throw line. 1 on the timer. Floats it up, around and off. And there's Tyree Bryan, the rebound for the Broncos. And now Adama Alpha Ball, last year's leading scorer for Santa Clara. Christoph Tilley going in deep, and he travels. Took contact from Federson right up around the elbow, and Napper, cross court, Akametu. Getting in deep, turnaround push shot, comes down to Christoph Tilley, who just throws it right off.
Yeah, Price has a matchup down low, especially against Ball. I mean, better find by Watts. Let's see if they can look to that more often.
Ball feed to Tilley, doubled, kick to Ball, extra pass. Ball feed the screener, Tilley. No. And Watts had it bumped, and that's a 3rd foul.
Gets the rim, draw foul.
Darius Hannah.
Oh my goodness.
Way off the mark.
And he's been quiet so far here today. He's one of their best players, Darius Hannah. 0 of 2 from the field now.
Tilley, ball fake. Give and go. Tilley underneath, 2. Wow.
Bang! He did it again! Stewart. Bryan across court. 2:25 to play, 3-point game. Tilley backdoor, Bryan laying. Perimeter passing pure. Bryan. Ugly miss. Weak side won by the Broncos. Tilly spin off. Out of bounds.
Up now. 6 seconds. 5 high off the glass. No.
Blocked
Battle.
again. Tilly again. His third block. Just swatting things from Alba. A great program in Germany to connect the dots. Look at that.
How about that ball movement? Oh, nice ball fake. Tilly goes up. Off glass for 2.
Good look. Good pass. The tip almost went. Those are just cold from 3 so far. In our TV media timeout window, these guys will get a break at the next dead ball. Oh, that goes off to Tilly, and he'll go.
Arriving, the Broncos had a power play. Ensminger will try one. Rebound by Tyree Bryan. There's the offensive board. Broncos get a fresh 20.
Look at the spacing.
Tilly can try from 3.
Yeah.
Ball and right out. The first possession, and Woolley knocks down the 3.
And that was a great call by you and a great play right there. A flare on the backside, and Woolley, the lefty shooter, knocking it down with confidence and then getting the steal right back.
This is
good. Team, a multiple bid conference, I should say. UC Irvine and UC San Diego, great duel this season. But the Anteaters fighting it with Jacksonville State right now. Christoph Tilly backing his way in the post. Nice touch from
because it was a great roll by Renault off that top screen, and they doubled the man who had the basketball. They could have really seen a big stuff there by Renault, but he lost the ball.
Last time out for Santa Clara, a big victory, 96-54 over Riverside on Tuesday. Tilly wanting to get in deep, driving to the rack, right-handed push shot on the baseline.
It's a bucket, another bucket for TCU. Now you see the momentum kind of swinging in their favor. Just a one-possession game. Tilly. Ball wanted a screen, didn't get it. Shot clock into single digits. Oh, what a tough take.
On the board for the first time, McBride gets the assist. They have their biggest lead now at 9. Tilly, left-hander hook, and that ends the drought. They were 0 for their
Cottle if they're going to climb back into this one.
Yeah, they certainly are. I mean, we talked about it. They have 4 guys.
Tilly driving, misses the dunk. And I think
crossed over there, left hand to right hand to finish.
Ball knocked away, and Carlos Stewart able to retrieve it in the backcourt. Stewart navigates and kicks to O'Neal, who gets it into the corner. That's Bryan to ball. Tilly, a little head fake, will drive, and Tilly, the finger roll.
Each of the last 17 seasons, 4th behind Kansas, Michigan State, and Gonzaga. It's just an incredible stat.
Hargress, a little floater, and Tilly adds a rebound to his haul for the night. We've seen a lot more energy out of these Broncos. Back cut. Found it perfect.
Kyle Smith, if it's generating good results, why go away from it? And this time they'll relax it just a little bit.
Carlos Stewart is in for Santa Clara. Brenton Napper to the bench. Christoph Tilly scores over Reno. Yeah. Bronco lineup against some pressure here with O'Neal, Tilly, Bryan, Mahi, and Stewart. Tilly against the smaller guard, penetrating, dropping off inside. How about a reverse? That's Johnny.
How the Broncos are guarding the ball screen they're dropping their big, usually Christoph Tilly, and they're relying on the guards, Adama Alpha Ball, Carlos Stewart, Tyree Bryan, to fight over the screens. And so good job there from Oliveira, taking his time and using patience.
Tilly going right around Koulibaly. He was cut off on the...
Swope the kick. Thames in the corner. He's got 14 today, but could not connect on that triple. Thames, Swope, Avila, and Jimerson all with 13 points or more for the Billikens. Still no points off St. Louis's bench. Tilly, another three.
Wow.
Another one drops for the big.
Out of 355 Division I teams. Davidson makes the second free throw. Nevada leads 1-0. We're in the first minute of play. Napper has it outside right with 20 to shoot for the Broncos. Napper feeds in front for Ball. Ball is watched by Love. Ball in front of the circle, back to Napper outside right. Napper attacks on the dribble, down to the border of the key right. Jump pass underneath the post. This is Tilly. 6 to shoot. Tilly against Coleman. Tilly spins twice, up with a right hand, rims out. Tipped around, and Davidson snares the rebound for the Wolfpack. 1-0 Nevada.
I know there are a lot of talented players in the West Coast Conference. Todorovic has started this campaign with all conference type numbers. Tilly with the ball fake, now into traffic. Ball cutting to the basket, lays it in, and he's fouled.
Free throw shooting. He's worked on it all summer. Paid off there. 4-0 McNeese. Mahi up ahead for O'Neal. O'Neal up high on the left side is guarded by Charles. Back up top, Stewart. Looks underneath. There's Tilly. Tilly bulls his way in. Puts it up, no good. And a foul.
Fine shooters. They want to suck you in to kick it out.
Mahi. That falls short. Offensive glass. Ensminger. Low block. Tilly going to work. Tilly going to work. Little jump hook. And that was partially deflected. Does not
play this, but I don't think we're going to see an early one unless it's wide open as a layup. And I'll take that.
the answer. So Duke Dean, we were at practice yesterday. Duke Dean steps up and says, no, guys, you ran the wrong play. Listen to me. And this is a player-led team with Bradley.
And Dean has the experience. The players and his teammates listen. That was a very impressive thing to see.
Quite a marksman show here in the second half thus far. Tilly. And Napper back to Tilly. And he double dribbles.
Lendeborg misses the mid-range. Tilly the other way. He was what got Santa Clara going out of the...
Get down in the stance and bang and get you what you need defensively.
Well, he's a winner, right? He won 2 state titles in high school, and that breeds confidence. So you know that the work that you're putting in is a benefit for your entire team. So he's bringing that kind of basketball acumen to his freshman campaign.
Tilly working hard down low and comes up empty.
Really outstanding when you consider the height disadvantage the Cowboys are playing against. Pass underneath, stolen.
Shooting 60% here in the first half, and after a hot start for the Coyotes, their shooting percentage has dipped below 40%. Here's Adama Alpha Ball for SCU. The 7-footer Tilly cutting to the basket, reverse, and score.
Battles in. And 90 seconds until the break. Ball guarded by Price.
I feel like Tilly has an advantage right here on the post up.
Tilly spinning in the paint, holding that pivot, up and in.
Smothered late in this game.
No, not afraid of the moment either, Chris. He's just, you have to have players that want to take those shots.
Tilly back to work. It rolls in.
Points for Todorovic to lead all scorers. Ansminger to Tilly, backdoor cut, Los left wide open. Johnny O'Neal couldn't get there. Moses' triple attempt off the rim. And Johnny O'Neal gobbling up rebounds and adding a block shot in there for good measure here early.
Now this is a mismatch here, and that's why you saw the double team on Mahi. Can they take advantage? And they do.
Santa Clara, there's not one guy to go to in a must-score situation like this. They can run their offense and get the best available shot. The luxury Herb Sendek has with this group. Here comes Tilly, head of steam, and another
face there. Recognized that he had the mismatch, lulled the defender to sleep as if he was going to set up the offense, and then a quick burst to the left side where the help side wasn't present.
And Cal Muse, who played in 16 games a year ago, the transfer from Lamar. And Brian gets it over to Mahi. Tilly, the step on Erickstrom, and he draws the foul.
On his backside, Adama going to go right at the basket. Misses the shot. Tilly throws it all the way out to Jake Ensminger. Baseline drive into Tilly. Tilly misses the shot, but a foul.
That may be what Oregon State wants. They are more of a half-court offensive team. You see the value of fall already.
He gets a bucket, and then the back cut from Carlo. Time to 4 quick points here. Great advance pass that time by Hargris. Yeah, just the Highlanders kind of just hanging around just enough.
Tilly gets deep, and the touch from the German. How excited are you? You and I were checking scores. Thought North Carolina was taking care of business against San Diego State, as Tilly's three not there. You showed me the crazy finish.
Be a heck of a second half.
Well, Santa Clara, can they keep up the shooting at this clip? 64% for the game. Well, when you get looks like that, I think it's...
Game with 941. Williams will fire a three. It spins out. Tilly the rebound. Tilly back on the floor with his 2 fouls that really kept him off the floor for a good stretch of that first half. Tilly driving to the rack, lays it in.
Footer. That's really an indefensible shot, Trey, when Porter goes 6'11" himself.
Brian short. Nobody there to get the rebound, though. Ensminger picks it up. Tilly, the lane is open. Drives on Porter, and the finish and one.
That averages 87 points per game. This is Caleb Stewart, the senior from Houston, driving to the basket, missing the lay-in. And Jake Ensminger, who is the Bronco rebounding specialist, has his first board of the game, and the Broncos have their first possession. Ensminger getting in deep, will use the glass and scores. Mahi and your Carlos Stewart with Brenton Napper backing you up to really be able to make the most of your time out on the floor. And Santa Clara has done that very well the last few weeks. Los had a big second half. 9 of his 13 against the Dons in San Francisco. This is Tilly leaning right in and scoring with the...
Gonzaga's lead is 5. Stewart rolling is Tilly. The German gets some space. EK got it.
Look about he needs to hit the first shot he puts up. Well, that's just his second shot of the whole game, and it goes down.
Yeah, just like Coach Ricky Munch told Bridget, when they get the basketball in their spots, they're good with it. They know they'll turn it around second half.
There's an answer from Ball, though. Boy,
told, go to the scores table and tell them that you won the prize during halftime, and he walked right out onto the floor.
Yeah, I don't blame him. That's what you're supposed to do.
I like the initiative. That young man's going to go far. 21-point Bronco lead. They're going to double team Tilly, who hands it right off to Brenton Napper.
I just love how Santa Clara, though, I mean, it doesn't matter what the play is. You better get back on defense when you're playing it. But 28 seconds on the shot clock, they're already across half court.
Tilly inside against DeSanza. 7-footer against 7-footer. O'Neal got the rebound. Got it back. Can't get it to go. Got his chance again. Now on the deck. They're tied up, and it's a jump ball. Santa Clara.
Reverse it and does.
Yeah. Made a nice move under the basket. Rolled it in again.
Cowboy lead is back up to 9. It's been as many as 10. Backdoor pass. Tilly down the lane. He is fouled by the
great start.
Tyree Bryan, Carlos Stewart Jr., Elijah Mahi into that starting lineup. Johnny O'Neal and Christoph Till. 3-0 Broncos. Arya Masudi, David Padgett, our entire crew. What do you want to see early from both of these teams?
Well, how Riverside defends the three-point line, but then also right there, perfect.
Alpha ball was shaken up in that first half, but able to play on. Tipped up. Battling for an extra possession. Tilly on the ground. Did he call timeout?
I heard timeout.
And the layup for an alley-oop assist.
Unless you understand the game, you don't know how big of a play that was by Minor.
One of the best three-point shooters that Herb Sendick has.
Yeah, Tyree's been playing really well, and as we see some pressure, but really I've been impressed with Tyree's ability to come in and not skip a beat.
How about... Santa Clara trying to close this one out. Tilly spinning to the basket, up off the glass. And he scores.
Opportunity. Shot clock getting low. Stewart Jr. dribble try. No. Oboard. Corral. And oh, what a beautiful no look for the finish.
Has the ability, like we saw against Arizona State, to send it home at the rim.
Jakari White misses the three. High for the rebound, Tyree Bryan. He's been very active in this one for Santa Clara. A player that hasn't quite gotten into the flow yet is Adama Alpha Ball. He has just 3 points, but banks in a three. Maybe.
Three-pointers, the all-time three-point shooter in the 8-10. It's the record he's chasing, and he has an unselfish players that'll help get him the ball. Christoph Tilly.
He leads them in field goal percentage this season. Stone Carawell fall away off the mark. Ensminger the rebound. Ensminger has 7 boards now to lead Santa Clara. 3 minutes in. Broncos trying to extend their advantage with Tilly again. Against Porter. Tilly, left-handed hook is good. And right now,
and playing with energy, but it's going to be conference realignment, the topic of discussion everywhere, and I'm sure it will touch the Missouri Valley as well.
Yeah, there's Mahi up top, almost carries the ball. Yeah, you know, Oregon State and Washington State pretty much on loan for the next 2 seasons, but they're causing a lot of confusion in that league. Shot clock winding down. Stewart for three.
To dish it nicely.
Kosi Akametu rebounding the miss. Carlos Stewart, you could tell
he's got that look.
He's got that look in his eye. He's feeling confident right now.
Oh, beautiful. Beautiful.
Little jump hook, left short, tipped out to Los. Now Elijah Mahi.
On the top 50 wins of all time, but he knows what it takes to fire up a team, and so far the Broncos had a great response offensively and defensively.
31st season as a Division I head coach. Tilly driving to the basket, uses the glass after keeper.
In the classroom.
Santa Clara will give it another try. Bounce pass to Tilly, scores it. As we approach 1 minute remaining, Adama Alpha Ball will come all the way out to the logo to pick it up as the Broncos get into their half-court offense with 60 seconds to play. Shot clock winding down to 10. A near steal. Adama Alpha Ball leaving it for Johnny O'Neal. Top side, Tilly. Oh, it spins out.
The junior from Carson.
I think Gavin Davis's foot may have been on the line. Not sure if the officials will take a look. They credited for a 2. I think they got that one right.
That makes it 28-15. Broncos now 5 of their last.
Marciulionis off the glass with the left. He's almost ambidextrous, close to the hoop. Can score with either his left or right.
What types of substitution patterns are you seeing now early in the second half?
Well, I think for the Broncos, they want to rotate the guys in off their bench. Coach Sendek trusts them to come in and uphold that.
That time down. Mo Odom's got the big man on him. Had it poked away by Tilly. Tilly off to the races. Koulibaly trailing, but he lets him.
From Tilly with Isaiah Watts on him. And just bangs his way down. But it's Price with a rejection. Tilly with the rebound. And he can't get the short.
On a watch Washington State to make plays.
It's an emotionally crushing foul. He doubled over immediately knowing the consequence. A wide open two-hand jam!
It's up a good shot for a great shot, and all of a sudden, in a minute and a half, you're back in the game.
8 straight points to start the half for the Cardinal. Santa Clara's had 2 possessions and had turnovers on both. Nearly give it up there. And you can see the focus on the face of the Cardinal on defense here. 10 to shoot. Christoph Tilly to the basket as his shot blocked.
Good hustle. They're really Broncos crashing the boards.
Washington in the waning seconds tried to get it back. Santa Clara still with time. Ensminger at the horn. And what a surge by the Santa Clara.
They've done a great job. And again, when they're a man down, as we talked about already, you know, you've got to just step up. Different guys have to step up, and it might be that way the rest of the season.
Ryan bounces. Tilly with an up fake and a miss. Mahi the loose ball and a second chance point.
7-2 lead in the early going. Dean is a lightning bolt. So quick, strong. Look at that physique and the picture-perfect shooting form. Off the ball screen, 2-dribble pull-up going to his left. Beautiful.
You're noticing perhaps we got a foul in the lane as...
Bosi back to Williams. Corner tray. Off the front of the rim.
Great challenge in the corner.
Tilly. It rims off.
And a half to go here in the first half. The issues for the Broncos are easy to see. They've got 13 more turnovers than the Huskies. They have only 2 second chance points, and the Huskies bench is winning that.
Clara, you've got to try to continue to do what now they've done the last few possessions, and that's attack the basket. Don't settle. You know, they're playing the three-point shot. You can see that. They're up on the line pretty good.
Tilly spinning around Lingard and draws the foul.
Lingard.
Here today, it would be 3 in a row, and it would set up a huge collision with St. Mary's at home next week. That'll be pivotal either way, but you can imagine if Santa Clara comes out of this one at 7-2.
Yeah, seems like more of a must-win for Oregon State, this one, because of who's coming up next for them.
And having already dropped a game in overtime on the road at Santa Clara. As you see, ball is back, and that's a great sign for Herb Sendek and company, feeding the mid-range jumper.
Travel from the official. Denmark gives no complaints.
He had 16 points and 15 assists, just 1 turnover. He was magnificent in that loss, and that's a 3.
For a team Santa Clara, they make 11 per game. That's top 5 in the country. UAB kept pace. It's just UAB, a lot of one-and-done possessions, not a lot of ball movement. It didn't seem like they were in the groove as much as they have been this year in those set offensive plays. UAB with, Santa Clara with the basketball coming right out of the break.
And another
Or at the rim, but you got to test them. Osibor, the only player in the nation with multiple 6-steal games coming into this one. A little more than 4 minutes to go. Oh, a tough take denied at the rim.
Nifty move.
That was nice. Known more as a three-point shooter, but that time on the deck and some impressive English.
Tilly will try. Rebounded by his countryman Ensminger. And Jake will throw it out to Los.
On the playlist. Oh, wow. Tony's on my playlist. In honor of you, my friend. 9-0 Santa Clara run currently, and 12-2 once again. Bradley's missed its last 4 shots. Back to the zone here, trying to steal a stop and try to get the ball in the basket before the half a couple times if you're Bradley. Job well done and good scout for Santa Clara. Ball faked by Tilly. Back in there, Epsinger. Shot clock winding down.
And he lost control of it on the way up and still was able to get it to go down.
Yeah, I really like this Stewart-Beasley matchup. Both quick, explosive guards.
Christoph Tilly has a shot blocked from behind. And
Todorovic has to like that matchup. They came with double team help, so he found Odom, but the three went in and out. No good. One thing about Pepperdine, they're not going to panic. They were down 14 with, 12 minutes to go in their second round game and came back and beat Portland. Then a big upset last night against Oregon State to get to this quarterfinal game. Mahi into the corner.
Michael Ratai only 1 point in that game.
He took 4 shots from the field.
Played 36 minutes.
Tilly missed the layup. Gosh, he got right to the rim and then just missed it.
More of what we saw in that first half. Isaiah Swope was just 2 of 8 in the opening 20 minutes. Ball, nice dish inside. Tilly fouled on the way up.
Is Morauskas. Saxon staying in the game with the 3 fouls. Tilly goes right at it. There you go.
Big basketball history is Tilly the other way quickly draws the foul.
Thought that there was some contact on the arm.
This turned out to be a very good basketball game.
Inside of 13 minutes, Tilly will try the triple. Missed, rebounded by Johnny O'Neal, and Johnny was fouled on. Carlos Stewart is on the 7-footer down low. They lob it into him, and the shot is missed. Broncos got help on the baseline. I think that was Tyree Bryant. USF 1 for 4 to start. Santa Clara 1 for 3. And this is back to one of your keys. Santa Clara's half-court offense has not been great this year. There's an Adama Alpha ball 3. It is missed, but we.
Jake Ensminger walled off. Shot clock into single digits. Adama ball misses the off-balance 3. It caroms out to Carlos Stewart for a second bite at the apple. And that was one of the keys for San Francisco head coach Chris Gerlifson. Keep these guys off the offensive glass.
Yeah, they're very pesky on the offensive boards, but USF usually a good rebounding team.
Christoph Tilly hits the
on that end. Yeah, great response by McBride.
Seesaw battle now. 2 teams that have really gone at it defensively in this one. Ball against Vide. Inside, Tilly rolls off. Tipped out front. Vide's got it.
This ends up picking it up, and then Waldo goes and has oral surgery that night.
So some of our memories in this tournament are of great individual performances, and some on offense here at the start of the half. Adama Alpha ball, nowhere to go. Shoots, and he airballed it. Tilly gets it up, and it goes.
So 6 fouls aside, it's bonus rest of the way for both teams. And there's a fluidity and a confidence to Santa Clara right now. The ball's just getting going. Tilly aggressively posting up. He is manhandling Frosterson.
Mahi, lead for ball. Napper flies to the wing. Tilly, right in his belly, puts it home.
It is. Everybody's starting to feel comfortable. 8-9 minutes in now.
We have dunks. We have fast breaks off the dunks. Got a lot of it. Now Tilly, this. That's 7-footer on 7-footer.
Previous possession. Tilly with 12 points now. Ball. They couldn't go back to back, but Tilly picks up the loose basketball and will head to the free throw line. Okay.
O'Neal nearly tipped it out of bounds, but Stewart was able to save it in. So Santa Clara will have the first possession of this overtime period. USF wound up winning the final 20 minutes, 41-39. Adama Ball feeds it to Tilly, and he's headed back to the free throw.
Stewart's going to back it out.
Corey, come on, Corey, talk.
Stewart got his man in the air, passes up a shot. There's Tilly underneath, whistle foul. Foul again.
Ralph unable to end this Santa Clara run, which is now an 11-0 run. Tilly, it's a ball for three.
To carry Pepperdine into the semifinals. Just like he got him here. Pretty amazing. Tilly all the way. He missed the layup. And so did Ensminger. Santa Clara's missing butt.
Tilly the other way. He was what got Santa Clara going out of the halftime break.
He's allowing just a stingy 54.
Good pause by Ensminger. Can't get it to go, though. Gets his offensive rebound, though. Ensminger, an excellent rebounder, almost 7 per game in conference play. He's got her on the baseline now against Porter. Cut off. Tilly back to the basket against Asanza. Good move there, and he draws contact.
Rebounds now on the bench for the Waves. Budka left, open, spins out. Carlos Stewart, rebound number 5.
And it's nice for the Broncos. Their guards do such a good job rebounding the basketball.
Tilly has his shot blocked.
2 minutes into the second half, the first shot attempt of the half for Lundeborg. Now Tilly again. Back-to-back buckets for
significant minutes here for Petway. Misses the free throw. There's a pile-up on the baseline, and the Broncos come away with it after the Owls missed the front end of the 1-and-1. Broncos have struggled against this 1-3-1. Except there. Tilly for the dunk.
Vocabulary in terms of basketball knowledge. It just wasn't there. He didn't play very many games. Coach Kennedy said, I remember telling him you got to cut to the elbow in one of his first practices with UAB. And he said, well, what's the elbow? Where do I go? And he gets the rejection there. Stuffs Tilly. Santa Clara gets
Fresno State.
And Fresno State is a good rebounding team led by Price and his 9+ rebounds per game. Battle of 7-footers. Tilly, pump fake, misses off the glass. Good defense by Sek. Go after the game, after you watch the Santa Clara Pepperdine game, go check it out. There's got to be some highlights on there. Opening 2 minutes of play here in the second half. Adama Alpha ball left open.
And second half of that first half. Pick and roll for Tilly. Spins into a left-handed hook. Missed it. Rebound. Put back. Foul.
Made that happen. Just diving on the floor and then the careless pass coming the other way.
UAB has awoken from their slumber. It's a long 2.
You have a full group that can match.
Jakari White showing you his range from downtown. Bronco lead is down to 7 as White makes his second three of the night. Johnny O'Neal. NDSU plays hard defense. Mason Miller fighting through what looked like it was going to be a screen. Christoph Tilley, pump fake from 3, looking for help. He'll force the shot up, and it doesn't hit the rim, and it was grabbed by Johnny O'Neal.
In this season, you just knew it was going to be a tough matchup.
They're so physical and defensively play so well.
And that possession will be one and done for Portland. Santa Clara has just done a great job tonight of limiting the opportunities for Portland, not allowing offensive rebounds and second chance points.
Only 3 offensive boards in this game for Portland so far. You know, losing the rebounding battle 22-15.
O'Neal.
Santa Clara, they have outshot the Cowboys at the line by 5 free throws. And a foul by Garcia on.
This is EK. Jumper on the way. It's short. Santa Clara is a very good rebounding team, and so is Gonzaga. Carlos Stewart Jr. The big man, Christoph Tilley. Going hard. Tilley, left-handed runner.
49-28 Nevada. Sanders has 4. Left side ball against Davidson outside of the key left near the baseline. Now ball comes back out. Feeds it Akametsu. Back to ball on the left side. Drives against Love. Stops. Feeds it in the key. Floater short from Tilley. Follow is in from O'Neal. For
you string it together on a consistent basis and continue to elevate your teammates around.
Ralph makes both free throws. Santa Clara still with a double-digit lead. A drive and a kick to Mahi. Mahi shoots the three-pointer at better than 40% on the year. Ensminger driving, bounce pass into Tilley. And Santa Clara will find ball wide open on the wing. And he knocks down Elijah Mahi, getting in deep, stepping through. Off the backboard, front of the iron. Broncos plus 12 on the glass. Los baseline drive. O'Neal on the wing in the corner. Bounce pass. Nice pocket pass to Christoph Tilley, but almost as if
taken, and that has completely changed the season for Santa Clara.
Yeah, and you can't go back and get the games you didn't get. I mean, they had chances, but those games are over. All you can do is you're as good as the next game. And you know, you'd rather finish the season strong than start it strong. That's for sure, Chris.
All right, now the Dons have scored 8 straight to take a 2-point lead. Napper up top. It's Tilley off the bounce. And a 7-footer.
At Salt Lake Community College. And he caught the ball, and he traveled.
With his left hand, but he actually does everything else in life with his right hand. One of those ambidextrous guys.
Mahi leaves it inside for Tilley. Ensminger cut off on the baseline.
Getting something to basket here.
Tilley for 3.
Just good opportunity. There's a financial aspect that we all know about, but I love the fact that he came back, played for a coach he's very familiar with, and is having a phenomenal season. And Herb Sendek is very happy to have him on his roster. There's no doubt about that.
No doubt.
Oh, how about the body control? Riley up and under, off the glass and in.
How about that, Chris? The life of Riley. He's there in a hurry, finishes in the break. He's so dangerous in transition.
The freshman, so long, so athletic. To stop with a head of steam towards the rim. It's a 1-point game. Thomas had it for a moment. Saved in the front court by Tilley. He'll fire a 3. And he missed it off the back up.
Last week has been to Stan Johnson's standards, but they're just having a hard time putting the ball in the hole. And a lot of that comes down to the fact that they're having a hard time shooting the ball from behind the arc.
Santa Clara, no such issues behind the arc. Tilley, nice cut.
And would much rather play in the fast court than settle for a long shot clock in the half court.
Broncos had to come back in overtime to beat Oregon State on Thursday, 82-81. This is Jacob Ensminger. Ensminger, a redshirt sophomore from Germany. These two teams will play a physical game, and nice dish into. After a slow start, have maintained a small lead, I should say. Collins long from three. Johnny O'Neal into the corner for Napper. Tilley fires, knocks it down.
To the paint, gets a quick deuce.
Yeah, nice deep setup there by Elijah Fisher. Tigers haven't played for a week, Zach. Look for them to come out with a lot of energy here.
This is O'Neal stopping right of the lane, out to Stewart, and now driving baseline. It's Bryan going to try and enter it, lower left block, and does. Tilley can't quite get there, and the rebound taken by Pacific.
Monitor, which you didn't have when I was coaching much.
Tilley so comfortable dribbling it in. A Bosey turns
loose and scored by Schultz. And we're all tied at 12. How about Christoph Tilley?
And so has the substitutions.
Well, I'm curious to see a Santa Clara as they take this open three. Are they going to continue attack?
LSU went into the transfer portal. And after that miss, it's tipped and grabbed by Tilley. Carlos Stewart played 1 year. In fact, just 9 games at LSU. Back home, he's from Baton Rouge. And then got injured and then decided to go back into the portal and come back to Santa Clara. And he's been playing very well of late. Tilley has his shot blocked. Well done by Ron.
It's the floater. Nice finish. That's what they need to do. They need to run. They're not running, and that's part of their production on the offensive side, too.
Going back to the end of the first half, it's a 9-0 run for the Horned Frogs. Closest they've been in a minute. 34-30 the advantage Santa Clara. Ball goes bouncing.
He's seeing what the defense will do, and he's waiting for you to go up, and he's going to make sure you go up first, and then he's going to go up after you.
Away. Tyrone
Anderson will go to the bench a lot. He wants to press. That can burn players out and make them tired, but if you use your bench liberally, then you can kind of, I don't know, fend that off.
Yeah, you certainly can, and it makes sense, just the style that they want to play and the defensive pressure that they want to impose on their opponents.
Bruns defending Ensminger. They throw down low into Tilley. First ever meeting between these two schools. Tilley left wide open on the block, leaning in, spinning with the left hand, and scoring. And our first basket of the game gives the Bulldogs the lead. And Henry, you and I talked about some of this pressure. Not only does Fresno State like to get out and run, but they'll also like to throw a lot of bodies at you and try and force those turnovers that turn into points.
Certainly, they play 10 deep, and they're willing to pressure and cause some discomfort.
Or maybe it was move the wall, maybe not the chair.
No, you're right. Pull the chair. That's the basketball phrase I learned.
Tilley, too strong off the glass. Saved.
For whatever reason, but their bench has been golden.
This is Carlos Stewart sticking a
cross court jump pass. Moses, one-handed runner, comes up a little bit long on that, slides off the far side of the iron and picked up by Elijah Mahi, who has yet to score this one, but does have a couple of rebounds. Adama Alpha ball wide open. Got it.
And connects. But just finishing that note on Mahi, he led West Valley College to a 33-0 season last year to win the state title. So good pickup for the Bronco program as Stewart curls and gives a bounce pass to Tilley, who is rolling, and Tilley
drills it from downtown. Broncos beat the 10. Santa Clara, no hurry. Bounce pass, Tilley to the basket, and he scores it over.
Field, 5 for 5. Montgomery swivels underneath, no. Tapped up by Tilley. And back the other way.
Right into the offense, backdoor, wow.
And the layup for 2.
As they are being much more patient in the half court, running their half court offense.
ability to change sides of the floor and find the open man at the top.
20 points for Christian Coleman. Mahi caught in no man's land. UAB bench wanted to travel. No look, baseline, Mahi to Tilly. Good ball movement inside.
Now Johnston, 5 on the clock. He's got to shoot it. He does. Too strong. And Tyree Bryan up high for the rebound.
Stan Johnson, the head coach for LMU, he talked to us in shoot-around about how unhappy he was with the defensive intensity of the Lions just last week in those 2 games. Lost both those contests, but
up, and Bradley's fighting for Brian Wardle here.
And Dean with 9 points in the second half.
6. They've had 3 games in 6 days twice. So they've had 3 games on a Thursday, Saturday, Tuesday, a 9-day break, and then they're doing it again here as Tilly for 3. That is pure.
Johnston doubled. Porter left alone. 3 on the way. Short. Tilly the rebound. And the Broncos a chance to grab the lead here in the second half. Tilly hands it off to Stewart. Tilly puts it on the floor. Pass McBride for the flush.
With San Diego and Santa Clara looking to lock up the number 4 seed in the conference tournament. The Broncos have the ball to start the second half, having ended the first half on a 9-0 run. So the Broncos looking to keep that going, and Christoph Tilly with the Euro step, unable to connect on the shot. And
Yeah, it seems like it's been that kind of night for USF in this second half. Those shots that were falling early on just haven't been the case.
Seven for 10 from 3 are the Broncos in the second half. In for Tilly. Oh, he can't get it to go.
Over to contest that shot, and that freed up that weak side for to be great on the glass and get the deuce. Adama ball. Could have been whistled for steps there. Was not. Those toes didn't get a good grip with that pivot foot. Shot clock getting low. Ball recognizing, bouncing, another triple try. Hoop wouldn't have it. They're going to try.
Such a tough shot, backing up from the elbow. Got to have some touch on that shot. It's not like a normal 3 with a defender all over you.
He takes over the OSU scoring lead with his 9. Carlos Stewart Jr. initiating the offense in the half court for the Broncos. Ball throws it down to Tilly. With Logie defending. Second defender from the baseline. 2 to shoot. Does he see it? He saw it. Shot clock violation. What I liked about
Exactly has sort of changed for Portland over the last few weeks, where you've seen that offensive efficiency start to come to light.
Well, things start clicking. People start.
Broncos have held White to just 1 in 3 attempts from behind the arc. Jump hook with the left hand too far. And here comes Adama alpha ball. Front court to Johnny O'Neal. O'Neal has to be careful. He's double teamed. Top side, Tilly. Right side, Bryan. Broncos not in any hurry as Tilly into traffic. His pass is tipped and taken away by the
in this matchup.
Yeah, not a great shot blocking team per se, but a great team at defending the 3, like you mentioned. You saw it in that last possession. They do such a great job of closing out with their hands high, challenging without fouling.
Mahi alley-oop tapped in.
Conference and field goal percentage. He's always on balance, takes great shots, 49.5% from the floor.
I don't know.
Stewart, no. But he got it back. Great second effort by Stewart. That was just a hustle play.
Oh, they're feeling good. Look,
They are. They feel really loose out here. Tilly 4 on the clock, going right at Wessel. We're tied
for the Dimes. 50 seconds to play on the hilltop. Stewart Watched by Williams. Tilly finds ball. Back to Tilly. 3 for the tie. Missed it again. And a foul on San Francisco.
Certainly. I mean, it's just something you can't emulate, right? Like basketball shape, the only way you get in peak performance is by playing and going through a full season. And really, Santa Clara has built a non-conference schedule.
Great defense. Sellers baseline, right at Tilly, who went straight up.
Beautiful vertical play there, and the Broncos 5-on-4.
O'Neal didn't realize he had Sellers behind him. Keeping that dribble going. Inside of 6 minutes to play. There's the bounce. Oh, and he goes to the dunk, and Kamen.
Rebound and zooms into the front court. Napper, Mahi all by himself. Whoa. Tilly, the offensive rebound and putback. I was about to say.
Well, what's the elbow? Where do I go? And he gets the rejection there. Stuffs Tilly. Santa Clara gets the ball back, and Bryan with the two-hand flush.
In this one. Ensminger, 3, misses the mark. He's really struggled from out there. Tilly, the offensive rebound, though, and the bucket and the foul. It's going to go on Porter.
A plus for Portland.
There's something about him today. He seems like he's playing with that normal swagger, confidence about him.
I agree.
Tilly, the spin move, finally gets his first.
2 for 2 from beyond the arc. Nevada's lead is back to 34 with 6:15 to go in regulation. In front, Tilly. Tilly drives past Himes, goes all the way down and scores.
Wanted to come back. I've never held anything against a player who wanted to come back here at Santa Clara. He had 2 seasons before that at LSU, and he was unbelievable. He was first team all WCC selection in his sophomore season, so why wouldn't you want to welcome a player like that back? But he said he's a great kid, and he provides great leadership on the team. From the corner, and the threes.
He is the guy that thinks the game. He's the guy that understands the game at a level that's above what you see out of most college centers.
His addition to the St. Louis team, a big reason why expectations are so high for a squad that finished near the bottom of the 8th end last year.
And Christoph Tilly there in the first possession, defensively did a really good job of trying to extend the catch and created a turnover there as he turns it over again himself.
And so we're waiting to see Tyree Bryan return to the bench. But in the meantime, these two teams back to live action here inside of 10 minutes to play. And there's the aforementioned Tilly getting in deep, spinning to the basket, and he's grabbed, and he's going to go points.
And they're playing with such confidence. 18-10 overall, but they've won 7 of their last 8. Mahi, oh, nice pass to Tilly. But LaJuan Watts comes up with a big block. Broncos.
Broncos up by 2. Tilly triple is off the mark. And another opportunity.
Yeah, he was the Gatorade Player of the Year, Isaiah Moses, in his senior year of high school.
Turnover, Tilly. Offensive foul, his momentum.
Hail the iron. Christian Davis, the recoil. Try again, no for Duke Dean.
Too good season, so he hasn't had really a chance to get in the rotation. He's been great tonight. The first true extended minutes of the season as well.
Brenton Napper played really well in Pullman. Tilly turns down the 3, spins. Again, late clock for the Broncos. Napper in the trees, kick out. Tilly a 3. Here comes Ballard.
Santa Clara get into the paint, but because both bigs are on the low block, Santa Clara is able to recover, and Johnny O'Neal with a nice block.
Again, Tilly putting it on the deck. Going to throw out to Adama Alpha ball. Less than a minute to play here in the first half. Bounce to Christoph. Tilly going to put the shot up, but he took too many steps.
See it coming.
Napper, Tilly, glass. Three. Throw it back to Ralph. He's not shy. Misses off the heel. Quickly ahead to BK, Brenton Napper. And Christoph Tilly puts it on the deck, driving. And do we have a foul or a tied ball?
For Stone Carrawell, he has 15, just his 4th point of the second half.
Yeah, gorgeous move. Lions needed a bucket tray as well.
Tilly with the left hand, the answer over.
Jump shot goes. Love that possession though for GU. The ball's moving. You're forcing Santa Clara to move defensively. Leads to a nice jump shot for EK. Battle cut Brian off that time as Brian was trying to get to the baseline. Nemhart chasing now. Bounce, Tilly the catch, left hand. Terrific finish.
Said, it's mine.
Santa Clara with a +3 in the rebounding category as we are inside of 10 minutes to play. Here Herb Sendick yelling the half-court set. Tilly wide open from the top of the key. Coming up short.
Ball. Ensminger. Tilly! The follow through! Porter from the corner. In and out. The long three, Tilly no good, and Merkvaladze with the rebound.
As we said, had 34 against Santa Clara the last meeting 2 weeks ago.
And Malik Thomas, lethal scorer, shooter, just can't give him space on the perimeter. If he sees daylight, it's going up.
Christoph Tilly will fire the three. Back iron miss, ball in the air, and run down on the Adama Alpha ball. Rebounded by Ensminger. Broncos not really in any hurry here. There's no reason why they need to get these shots early in the shot clock. With a 12-point lead. Tilly spinning, pump fake, off the window.
Selfish in the way that you share the basketball. He feels like this team has that unselfish spirit because they forced the turnover.
Yeah, I mentioned it earlier. They pass up good shots for great ones. If you have a good shot, you don't take it if your teammate has a great shot. And they finally.
O'Neal drives. Spin blocked. Tilly comes away with it, though. Missed the shot from point-blank range. It goes out of bounds off of Tilly.
Yeah, really for Pacific, it starts with the points in the paint. All of Pacific's 7 wins this year. They've outscored their opposition in the paint. And defensively limiting Santa Clara threes. And I really think it all starts with number 1, Lamar Washington. He leads this team in assists, and he's the engine that makes this Tiger team run.
Baseline drive for Tilly, darting through.
Yeah, couldn't quite get both feet out the three-point line on that pop after the screen up top.
Next time out, they can look at that, and they'll have a few more views than we just saw. EK ahead.
Tough pass there for Ben Gregg. Turnover number 8 for GU. Number 3 for Battle. Ball bounced to Tilly. Hickman took it away.
They backing in against Ensminger. Got a shot off. That's blocked. Rebound to the floor. And the Broncos come out of there with it. Ensminger to Mahi. Right side, Napper. Ensminger now. Brian works on Garcia. Tilly. Shot clock is at 5. Brian shoots 3. Rips the net.
Mahi went under the screen there. It's a great action. You get Eric Strupp catching the ball at the top of the key, and you get a quick handoff in a late transition situation. Calmes making the Broncos pay, going underneath them.
Santa Clara 18 for 28 from the three-point stripe. So the next three-pointer will be a season high for a team that lives and dies by the three-pointer. Tilly, shot clock down under 5, working on Eric Strupp. Just makes a strong move, but Eric Strupp tees him up hard and comes up with a rebound. And then there's a
That's using your athleticism. What a great first step for Barrett.
Tilly again. He was met by Saxon.
Helps and others.
Thomas into contact off the side of the glass. Now Santa Clara has a 5-on-4. Ball into Tilly. Against the much smaller of Bosi, feeds O'Neal, and he powers it in off the window.
Up by Collins. Stewart Jr.
Quickly the other way. Tilly layup good for Santa Clara, and it's Nevada.
Get it. Stewart, step back over Porter. Misses on the three. That's a crazy shot there. It almost went for him. They get another opportunity with Ball. Ball lost his footing. Tilly against Merkfaladze. Tilly with the left hand, and he drops it home. He has 20 now.
Around the Tilly screen. Stewart with 4 seconds. 3 for the lead. White left. Tilly draws a foul with 9/10 of a second to play.
See how long they'll do that.
Watts has it poked loose. Take it away.
Stewart's activity has been awesome.
Mahi shovel to Stewart. Tilly wants it on the block. He's got a size mismatch against lineup. He's got the high-low.
Look for Tilly on the weak side. Yep.
For three. Got it!
Make it 9 with that three-pointer.
That's a great example in that last possession of how Santa Clara wants to play. They took the 2 threes, but they went inside before they attempted on both possessions.
And again, a quick possession on the other side by UAB. Tilly underneath the reverse layup is short.
There from Buka. He's put together a strong first half, already 9 points.
Showing he can rebound, score inside. There's the drop up inside for Tilly. And Buka not
other playmaking other than Watts.
Favors.
Generate offense.
One and done for the Ensminger. Stewart, Tilly dropped the shoulder, aggressive drive, Bryan tip, Ensminger.
Pass into the backcourt. Stewart, a nice job to get there. 11-point game, 4:40 to play. Thankfully, Ryan looks like he's moving okay. Tilly on Huff. 6 to shoot. Ball back to Tilly. And the lay-in. It's just.
But Johnson gives UAB a 4-point lead.
That's another thing that UAB was not doing in the first half. They weren't chasing down those deep rebounds.
Tilly had the steal. Good position and a mismatch against Tyrone.
They're unselfish, and they get a chance potentially to play at home deep into this tournament.
Absolutely. Could play, like you said, potentially in a great pass and a missed dunk there by Christoph Tilly.
One of the better teams in the country in the foul line. The tie individually right at that 80% threshold. You know what I like, too? You and I have come here so much, JP. Really good crowd here this afternoon as well. See if they become a factor as this one goes on. 6 unanswered for the Bees to build the early advantage. Mahi with a good look inside. Everything but the finish for Christoph Tilly.
Obviously, the goal of every team is to make it to the NCAA. Big West will always be a one-bid league, but to make it to the NIT is just absolutely incredible. Huge credit to Mike Magpayo and his staff and these players for a great season.
We talked about the pride he had in some of the guys he's coached along the way, right? The Zion Polands of the world, the Lachlan Olbrichs, of course, Barrington Hargris this season. And Zion Poland, who got a call up to the Miami Heat earlier this season.
From distance. So much for the show play of the point guard position.
Here is ball now.
Out and taking advantage of it.
This bucket.
The off-ball movement looked stagnant on that possession offensively by TCU. You got to move into spaces to help your team.
TCU scoreless for the last 4 minutes and change. 0 for the last 6 from the floor.
And sometimes that movement is to just get out of the way and allow a gap for your teammate to attack.
Smoke that one.
Going to have to execute here with some pressure.
He's bumped. And with Collins dribbles it off his foot. Turnover number 15 for the Bulldogs. And he's just still that pressure up top. And it relaxes just a little. 4.5 to play. Santa Clara using some clock here. 5 to shoot. Tilly spinning baseline on Crawford. And he traveled. He spun.
Teams having trouble stopping the ball right now. Throw to the post. EK can't catch it. Tough one to bring in. And now Santa Clara on the move. Ball. Zags defense, though, got back. What a start to this game in Spokane. Tilly the drive. Going right at the heart.
Right on him. Kicks it back out. Ball for 3. Short. Stewart Jr. tracking down the rebound. Tilly stepping through. Oh, what a finish.
Schulte, oh baby. Rika Schulte showing you the touch from the outside.
Rika Schulte has made a couple big plays in this game. Showing the touch right there, knocking down the 3.
Ensminger can't leave him open.
Oh, beautiful.
Little jump hook, left short, tipped out to Los. Now Elijah Mahi. Bounce pass, inside, laying it in, and
get those looks, and he's very good at knocking in the triples as well. Shooting 50% from 3.
Huskies have the lead 6-3. All of those 6 points coming via second chance opportunities. O'Neal. Oh, that's wet. How about that?
He will progress. He'll be able to knock down more shots.
Ranji Gordon getting in deep against the 7-footer Tilly. Christoph blocks the shot. And here comes Santa Clara back the other way. This is Elijah Mahi playing catch with Ensminger out top. Mahi was at the junior college ranks last year.
Dribbles behind his back. Now leans and shoots. A little short. Broncos with the rebound. Renton Napper. This is Mahi. Napper again. Tilly up top. Tilly puts it to the floor. Spins at the free throw line. It's knocked loose and it's stolen.
Guarding Barrington Hargress on that underneath out of bounds play. It was just a simple handoff to the corner, but he elected to try to go up and through. And don't want to give a guy like Hargress a 3 like that to get him going here. But again, Tilly just showing the side.
Allows you to rest EK and still get production from that 5 spot. Braden Huff with 14 points. They've cut into the Bronco lead. It's down to 2. Zags need another stop. Stewart. Here's Ball. Tilly sets the screen. Stewart bounce to Tilly. Ben Gregg defending. 7 feet against 6'10". 5 to shoot. Jump hook goes. Tested 3. Will Johnston has been a bright spot.
They've scored on 3 of their last 4 possessions now, LMU. They've come alive a little bit going back into the first half.
But there's that guy again.
With Carlos Stewart Jr. triggering the action, and 28 to shoot. Jake Ensminger is into the game for the first time on the front line. The 6'9" sophomore out of Berlin. Offensive foul is called on the left side drive.
From Dickinson, Texas, the junior. Santa Clara forcing another turnover. Mahi. Tilly left wide open. And he buries it.
Provocapic, the spin, fall away, and short. And a rebound clamped by Tilly. Once again, another half of the Tigers where Elias Ralph has been a non-factor due to foul trouble as Napper buries the 3.
That turn into points.
Certainly, they play 10 deep, and they're willing to pressure and cause some discomfort.
Injured his non-shooting hand in mid-December. Price from the wing.
Great find by Kami to find Price off the double track screen. I mean, these teams right now, they're not even stopping John. They're pushing the pace. I'm getting tired just watching them.
Tilly looks, double lurks. He spins beyond it. Rejected by Price. And out of bounds.
Point try. And another 3-point basket for Joe Charles. So all even in the ball game.
Wake up the kids, huh?
Joe
Are
Charles
you believing this?
is now ablaze. Tilly to Napper. Oh, and he got it in. Man.
Having a son, he kept saying God is great, and great just stuck to him. But don't worry, great doesn't feel the pressure of living up to his name. He's just focused on being himself, and it just follows. Great is definitely living up to that and more from an unknown talent.
Great catch there. Armor trading.
Soft hands, huh?
Yeah, great finish in traffic, but Santa Clara playing like a team that really wants to make a deep run in this NIT. They seem determined right now after missing out on the NCAA tournament of getting to Indianapolis. Obviously 15 minutes left in this game, but they are playing well on both ends of the court.
Tilly working deep, backs his man down, did everything but finish. Couldn't knock it down with
straight threes that St. Louis is taking to start the second half here. I think that's something that they're looking at there. They found a lot of them are coming out of the mismatches that are created with Robbie Avila as well.
Tilly will try his luck. The coaching staff said.
Clara keeping the possession alive with their hustle on the boards.
Carlos Stewart stepping into a 3, misses off the front iron, but tipped in by.
Instead, we're focused on how good St. Mary's is defensively.
The job that Herb Sendek has done with this program in his 9 years, continue to improve, get better. 20 wins last year. They should reach that and beyond this season.
Tilly stripped from behind by Hardaway.
NCAA tournament 4 times in his career. The NIT 9 times. Actually went to the finals here 2 years ago with the Blazers. Santa Clara 12 wins in the West Coast Conference this year. That's the most in the 9-year era of Herb Sendek.
So it's obvious when you scout Santa Clara, you've got to take away the threes. But how do you?
Welcome back from the Sunfield here at Lee's Family Forum. They have curtains up there, and that right now Santa Clara is literally shooting into the sun. There's Stewart.
Makes Carlos Stewart's sensational performance more impressive.
The drive by Tilly loses his balance.
Keep an eye on that for you. Adama Alpha Ball leading the Broncos in scoring the last 2 games. Tilly right to the rack.
We're talking with Domas Sabonis, his number 11 went up in the Raptors tonight at the McCarthy Athletic Center. Domas, when I think of you, I just think of, raw power, but maybe more than anything, you play with such a joy, and you still do all these years later. We watch.
Tiger Wall, double teamed. Los, rainbow. Couldn't quite get it, and Tilly grabbed it, but
Santa Clara would get the possession. Jake Ensminger sends it in. Playing with Carlos Stewart Jr. off that high screen. Now Adama Alpha ball pass. A bounce pass to Tilly, who'll have to earn it at the foul line.
Stewart stepping back. Forward to Tilly. Goes strong, and Watts has it, chin and spin.
But Coach Dixon said to take the next step, Ernest needs to be a little bit more selfish, especially on the offensive end, scoring around the basket. For this team to become more physical, he said it starts and ends with Ernest.
Thanks so much, Adam. Appreciate you. Collins quickly with 10 points for the Horned Frogs, and we're tied at 36. Coming up on the media timeout here at 16 minutes to go. Tilly, an and one opportunity.
For his first basket of the game.
Yeah, I watched a JV game of Moses playing high school basketball, and he does the same moves in college that he does, or even back in the day there, where he distributes and then he gets decisive and makes plays himself and then can score too.
Wing triple, Johnny O'Neal saw the first one go.
It stepped in front. Cooper got it to Garcia. That shot short, and a quick trip for the Cowboys as the Broncos get the rebound. Stewart gets it into the lane. Now Tilly, he fires up a three, and that's good. And the first lead
for Yanovich. Meta, where's Mark Zuckerberg? Can we get this kid an NIL opportunity? Meta's in the house.
That was a royal flush. Of course, we're in Vegas.
Oh my goodness,
that's what I call that.
I could have used the royal flush last night playing poker.
Davis
made 11 in a row. Those are unheard of type numbers. Hickman misses his first three. Stewart waits for help. Tilly against Ike. Little two-man game. Tilly rolls, fires. Oh, a great cut by Brian. Look at, finds Ike, and he has another assist tonight. In fact, Nembhard now with 4 assists. And he is the all-time lead.
Like they did in the beginning of the game as well.
Tilly grabs the off shot. Stewart's the trailer.
These guys are so good at moving the ball, getting ball reversals, attacking the basket. Look at the back door.
Beautiful pass. Big defense.
He's been on the bench since the 13:02 mark with 4 fouls, Washington State's top scorer. Ryan. Tilly against Erikstra. Double comes. Watts trying to fluster, and he fights through and one!
Will take it alone. Off the glass too hard. O'Neal rebounded for Santa Clara. Napper bounced to the post. Tilly working on Ajayi, trying to move him. Good defense by Ajayi.
9-0 in this building this year.
Yeah, they've been phenomenal at home. They've been a great last couple years, and Herb Sendek talked to us about it earlier today, and he mentioned how well they play at home. He's aware of it.
Tilly in trouble and turns it over.
The shot, Weir the offensive rebound. Three-pointers missed, and rebounded by Adama Alpha Ball, who flips it to Christoph Tilly from his backside. Tilly driving to the basket, misses the finger roll, but we'll have a foul.
Your time to size it up. And
Tilly steals the inbound. Whitbourne trailing. Look out! Coast to coast from Ricardo Wright to get the bucket.
Yeah, it certainly was. And Kennesaw State needs to get their four-legged attack, and that time Tilly throws it in.
Hargis, mid-range, no. Back iron, long rebound there for O'Neal.
One of those nights so far for Barrington Hargis. Just can't seem to really get much going. But give Carlos Stewart a ton of credit defensively.
Tyree Bryan ripping
away. What a move by Montgomery early. One of 2 players who transferred from one of these schools and then came back. Zeke went to Rhode Island from Bradley, comes back, and Carlos Stewart left Santa Clara to go to LSU and then comes back to Santa Clara.
Here's Tilly. Mahi, dribble penetration, back to Tilly. A little bit off balance. Maneuvers underneath, lays it up for 2 more.
I thought they had something there with Ball catching at the free throw line, making a play. And this is when they go man. Tilly's going to back him in and shoot the hook.
He's one of their all-time greats.
Steve Nash played for Santa Clara.
And we have alums of both schools. That was a travel. Tilly just a little too casual.
And maybe took his focus off of getting the ball up over the front of the iron. Rolling to the basket. Tilly unable to convert.
And stay out of foul trouble. He has 12 games of 4 or more fouls. He's fouled out of 5 of them.
Way too much. Ball hits Tilly in traffic, caught it, and he'll go to the
point shot in the opposite corner.
Stewart had Insminger, but didn't get it to him on the inbound. And then the back door picked up by
longer possession than usual for Fresno State. Napper. Tilly's open again. Got another one.
Number and knocks it down. Oh, Nate Pickens from beyond the arc.
Santa Clara getting the ball right out of the net and running back down the other end, but a much-needed basket. You see Riverside had gone cold to start this second half here.
Tilly, left side, and he's coming up a little late, a little shaken up.
Visit Greater Palm Springs is the guy to know. We saw TCU out on the golf course yesterday, getting some work in before they came to the arena. I feel like everywhere I turn, there's a great track of 18 holes.
There's great golf, but what we also have now is we have 2 surf parks. We have the Palm Springs Surf Club that opened early this year, so if you want to surf, you can go surfing, perfect waves. And then we have the Palm Desert Surf experience happening in 2026. So that's
the second half.
Just continues to make the right reads and pick and roll time after time.
Tilly a rare 3, and that clangs off the backboard.
O'Neal 6'11", weighing in at 215.
Inbounds to Tilly up top. He drives, gets in the lane, leans and shoots. No good. Rebound tipped around and put up and in by Mahi.
3, not there. Elias Ralph, the offensive rebound. Ralph falls away and can't get it to go. Mentioned Christoph Tilly from Germany, but he discovered basketball while living in Chile. His family moved to Chile, and at age 6 he moved there. As Tilly, speak of the devil, hammers it home.
Off the rim, finding his forward mate.
9-0 run. Stewart, that one rattles out. UAB.
They're out and go one-on-one.
Because it's not your instinct in the middle of the zone when you get the ball there to think I can go one-on-one and win this possession.
Tilly at the other end with the block. It eventually comes to ball.
They've done an amazing job modernizing the Marriott Center, one of the great venues in college basketball. But you go back to 1972, the last time Santa Clara beat a ranked team on the road up until
San Francisco's top-tier firm. Thomas and Williams carrying the Dons tonight. Stewart still trying to tie his shoe. It's an over and back.
And Jason Rivera Torres is in for the Dons. Carlos Stewart, Christoph Tilly, backdoor cut and a dunk.
Tigers looking to push down there. Fisher gets loose but can't scoop. No whistle. Tilly, just Jazz Gardner fell down, and Tilly says, all right, I'm going to hammer it home. No
team. Talking with Al Epstein, we talked about him. I think he's got a streak of 12,000 games or something like that on the radio for Pepperdine. He's been around for over 35 years for the Waves, and of all the players on this roster this year, he looks at Budka as a player that could potentially play at the next level. Adama Alpha ball inside to Tilly. Contact. And deep, double team, tries a pass, intercepted. Now it's a 2-on-1. Tilly going to go right to the rack. Loses it on his way up. Credit Forte with
double-figure scoring. And it's 43-32.
It's his 4th 3, too. I just love he has no fear shooting the ball.
Johnston with 14.
Tilly way off the mark.
That's a crucial possession here. You're up 3 points. If you're the Dons, you don't want to give up a score here. Make this a 2-possession game.
Stewart searching for space. Shot clock into single digits. Ball finds an open Tilly, and he misfired from the outside, tapped out of bounds. Last touched by Malone.
He's 10 of 18 from the line this season. Doesn't shoot a lot of free throws, and to your point, hadn't played much really up until the USF game, the game at San Francisco, when he had 10 first-half points in that game as Tilly met and fouled by Kravakovic.
Adama alpha ball, making his way down the lane, missing the shot. He's got to get this shot off.
He is only 1 for 4 from distance this season. Had a good look at it. Tilly for 3. That's a big bucket for Santa Clara.
Arizona makes it a 23-19 game. I think we may have incorrectly given a bucket to Isaiah Moses. We'll double check on that. Baseline drive. Carlos Stewart, double clutch.
With Oregon State offensively. Proven shooters, a prolific post player, and Ratai who can do it everywhere on the floor.
In the middle, you got all 3 levels. You got Fowler down low, Kings behind the line, and Ratai in between.
A half, 5 to shoot. Baseline drive and pocket pick. Johnny O'Neal ahead to Brenton Napper. Tilly to the basket, and he lays it in.
Rangers got 8. We have a back-and-forth game here at the Spanos Center. 17 up.
Elijah's 3rd in the conference in field goal percentage. He's always on balance, takes great shots, 49.5% from the floor.
Santa Clara will, assuming everything goes to plan, will play for the final shot here. Tilly back into the game with 2 fouls. Tilly left wide open from 3. Fires, knocks down another one.
Understanding that he has his teammates to pick him up when needed.
Tilly
right there, Tilly with the jump off.